I would just like to reiterate the fact that I'm not making this a black or white thing. The two young black men who were involved made that choice on their own to be involved in this situation in whatever capacity that they were involved. But the problem I have is that when you have people of high stature, when you have people of high income, high places in society, they prey on the poverty of the weak. They take advantage of people's poverty. You know that a person who's willing to do anything for a dollar will do anything for a dollar if you offer it to him. Now that person does have the opportunity or the good common sense or the choice to say, well, hey, no, I don't want to do that. But who's going to turn down money when they don't have any, they're hungry, they're probably trying to feed a child or feed a girlfriend or whatever the situation may be. Being broke or being poor is a hard thing. It takes a lot of integrity, not to take money to do certain things. And a lot of people don't have that integrity. But people who have the sense and the good common knowledge to know better should not take advantage of people who otherwise do not, and put an incentive in their face like money. Want to elaborate a little bit more on the situation because, again, going back to our black leadership, this is something that should have been taught years ago. These young men who were allegedly hired to hit Mr. Abraham also worked for Mr. Abraham's brother during election time, and always have. There's no way that could even match up in any sense at all. These were employees of his before this incident. And that's really how, in this same brother of Lee Abraham, Sam Abraham, his party was just, or his entourage was just found guilty of voter fraud in the past election with 1-1 Brown. A judge found their campaign guilty of voter fraud. So, if a group of people are willing again to take advantage of people's poverty and pay them money to vote or to get their vote, and that's what the voter fraud was. They were paying people to get votes, and absentee ballots were not filled out correctly. If they're willing to do that, then I believe that they're willing to do anything. Anybody who's willing to forsake the sanctity of voting and corrupt it and make it a vault thing, I believe that individual or individuals will do anything. And that's the common thing that happens down here. And again, I go back to our black leadership because they've been around the same people in power for 30 or 40 years. And instead of not using the same tactics that others use, they continue to use the same tactics and promote buying votes. And, they're benefiting off the ignorance of their people. They won't educate them. They won't teach them the value of their vote. They want them to think that, their vote only counts when they come around and ask for it, or, when they're given some kind of incentive to go and vote. And, it's just horrible, and in this situation, we don't need, we really don't need any of the black leaders that we have now. Like I said earlier, what we need is help from the government, the federal government, the FBI, even the president. No Jesse Jacksons, no Al Sharptons, you all know where around. When it's black on black crime, we see you none of the time. So we don't need you now in this, And the black leaders here, the David Jordans and the Willie Perkins, they're senators and representatives here, political leaders rather, should I say, not our leaders, but our politicians. They won't say anything about what's happened. Mainly, I believe in part because the young man does have an arrest record. The young man who's the surviving hitman, yes, he has an extensive arrest record, But none of our leaders want to, I guess, stand up in his defense because of his record. But, absent the record, you still had powers and motivations that are there that would not have, that influenced the situation that would not have happened had they not been there, If they hadn't offered the money to this person, and this person who was a felon who would do anything for money may not have committed this crime or done what was done if the money hadn't been offered from these people. And the man they are framing, like I said, I worked for him for a couple of years, and I was, as you would say, his liaison to the streets. Anybody who he wanted to talk to get information from about Mr. Abraham, I would give them, the credibility and say, hey, that's a good person. Oh, no, that's not a good person to listen to. So anything that was, anything that had to do with the doctor gathering information on the Abraham pretty much came through me. And the fact that the Attorney General's office say that they've been investigating this doctor for 7 months, it behooves me. How can you investigate him for 7 months and have not contacted me, one of his most trusted contacts, a person who he's had dealings with on a regular basis. I've been paid for my services. Like I said, I'm not an investigator, but I've done research for him on certain situations, and I've been paid for that. So, if you're investigating a man for 7 months, how can you not talk to the number one person who you stays in contact with on a regular basis? And this is all just, it's a farce. But like I said, I just wanted to reiterate the fact, that I'm not making this a black or white thing, because everybody's a victim of this. What it is, it's a right and wrong, it's a have and a have not. The powers that be here are really exercising their rights to use their power. Will be through intimidation or, through whatever the situation is. I've contacted the Attorney General's office many times in the past year for different situations, such as voter intimidation, a homicide, a woman's death that was declared a homicide and never was investigated. No investigation was ever opened. I've contacted the Attorney General's office about that. Nothing was ever done last year. So I made a lot of contact to try to get things done through the Attorney General's office, and I had no help last year. But all of a sudden, one attorney calls them and says, hey, I have a death threat and they're here. Well, see, what people don't know is Lee Abraham, Jim Hood, and even our mayor, Kelly McAdams, they are all best friends. They are all good friends, and this is a noted fact. And Mr. Abraham even said it in our local paper that the Attorney General owed him a favor. This is something that he actually said in the paper, our local paper, in the news, the media. And for that, since women do favors, go as far as using the law to prosecute or persecute a man because of your dislike for him, or because of information that he might have on you that would otherwise compromise the image in which you have presented to people for so long. But again, I do not blame them. Again, I blame our black leadership, or the people who are put in place for that. They are the fault of this. This is a situation which they could have corrected years ago when they first came into power. Mississippi has the most black elected officials out of any other state, and we're at the bottom of every good category and the top of every bad one. So the proof is in the pudding. You gotta call a spade a spade, and it's just is really horrible that our black leadership has become the exact same thing in which they fought to get out. They built a foundation and left it. They didn't build upon it. And they've been living off the acts and the deeds of other men for years, and that time is up. What we need now is new leadership. We need help to get that new leadership, and we won't get that help if nobody outside of here does anything, because no one in Mississippi is going to go against the Attorney General. And I know it's hard to believe that our Attorney General might be wicked, but hasn't history proven to us time and time and time again that politicians are the wicked, and they use their positions all the time to oppress people, all people, no matter what color you are. Like I said, it's not a matter of race, it's a matter of have and have nots, or who and not what situation. The right people, you can get done the things you want to get done. If you do not, then you are stuck to deal with the bulk of the barrier situation. So I hope that I have enlightened some people and opened some eyes and gotten you interested in what's going on here. It's a hard situation. I can't say that, how many times I say it's hard, but I mean, it's just a real bad situation, and all you have to do is come and see for yourself that, I mean, it's almost a third world country here. Right here in Little Greenwood, actually it's a third world country. All in these surrounding areas, is people who are living like, living as if they were in Somalia, or, as if they were not a part of this great democracy. But again, I really hope this helps. I hope everybody sees this. It needs to go viral. I mean, whatever needs to be done. Something needs to be done. I'm very serious, and other than just telling you what I know, I have no other way of, like I said, adding validity or adding credibility to what I'm saying. All I can hope is that you believe what you are hearing, and that you search yourself and know, and go and research for yourself, and don't be fooled. Thank you.